Carol Ann Baldwin is in the studio. We're going to talk about your lawns and your gardens. If you want to be a part of the show, that's why we're here. And we invite you and encourage you to call in. It doesn't have to be a question. You might want to call in just to give us the state of your lawn or your rose bush or whatever it is you've got going. If it's garden related, we'd love to hear about it. Carol Ann is here, and the number is 622-9622. That's 352-622-WOCA. Good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning, Larry. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good.
Good.
I think I learned something about my about your field.
Oh, did you?
Your field of expertise.
Yeah?
Yes. Are you ready for what I've observed?
What have you observed?
I've observed that mild cold temperatures prove that the elephant ear is more sensitive to cold weather than the banana plant.
Ah.
Because my
Elephant ear
has withered.
Okay.
And the banana plant doing good.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Am I right?
A little more sensitive to the change in temperature. Yeah, I noticed that around too on a couple of things that have taken. And this is just.
It wasn't really that cold.
No, it's not that cold. It hasn't. I don't even think it got down to except for the lower 50s. I believe this last few days.
40-something. I think
was there 40-something somewhere?
Yeah,
but okay, it wasn't down there to frost or freezing or
no.
It's.
But the banana plant looks like the big, what do you call it? The elephant ear
is looking sad.
Yeah.
Now, did it pop back up?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It did.
It's just the cool nights. Yeah, the cool nights are gonna see the leaves when you get up in the morning looking pretty sad. But that shows you it's more of a tropical plant. It's something that's getting ready to go into its dormancy. So it's not going to put on new leaves now, and you'll see that with several plants around.
The banana plant just standing happy.
Well, the banana plant seems to take a true cold before they really, start to get that, start to really show that little bit of wilt. And then, of course, it takes about 32 to really brown the leaves out. And even then, along 32 degrees, it really takes quite a chilly night to really brown out the banana, where the elephant ear will brown much earlier, much sooner on that. But everything, I saw some of they're a weed tree is the wild mulberry, the paperbark mulberry. They're those really fast-growing trees that have large leaves that are fuzzy. Kind of fun to play with kids that you pull the leaf off and stick to you.
They start out looking like a weed.
They start out looking like a weed, and they pop up, and those they just wilted overnight, those that might have been a little more exposed. And I was like, wow, that was kind of amazing of seeing something, that here it is that they suddenly wilted. But then, too, we also have not had rain. And so some of this, it becomes that whole, we're into fall. So
that's part of it as
well, We're into fall. We're into, coming into that dormant season where there's less water. The temperatures are cooler, which everybody, is happy about that. I'm running around in long pants and long sleeve shirts, but so I'm the only one. Everybody goes, why aren't you hot? It's like, because it's chilly out to me. Just me. But watch your. Nature has its own way of taking care of things. It's supposed to go dormant. Let it. Slack back. If you've got irrigation on everything, cut it back. Slack back on it. The clocks change not this weekend, but the first weekend in November. The 5th to the 6th or the 6th to the 7th. That's when our water changes too. Your watering capabilities go back down to 1 day a week. So you might want to water thoroughly right now while you can, but most things don't need it. Yes, they're going to stop growing or slow way down in growing. Things are going to go brown. Perennials are going to start to fade. They're supposed to. That's a dormant season. That's what winter is. If you were still or ever lived in a northern clime, you would know that, boom, you hit that certain time, it's done. But here, people seem to come down here and go, oh, well, it's supposed to stay green year round. That same plant up north is dead right now. So just realize it might take a little longer for it to be dead, but it's going. Or not dead, but dormant.
Right.
It's meant to. It's quit trying to play with nature beyond its capabilities. Because the ornamental grasses are blooming. Eventually, they're going to turn brown. don't be pruning things. Your summer annuals are going out. If they haven't faded, they will be fading quickly. Good time to clean out those beds if you like to do, or planters. I know some people do large planters in which they do their annuals, because your annuals are your big splash of color. Where annuals only give you short life, they give you lots of color. Perennials give you long life, but less color. Trees, shrubs, evergreens, and things like that usually are just your foundation and hold things together, with bloom occasionally during their season, whether or not it be just a 3 or 4 month, and then that's it. They're a green plant for the rest of the year. But with your cool season coming into what we call cool season annuals, if you've got the summer stuff, get it out of there. Get some fresh soil in there. Freshen up those beds. Get them cleaned up. Put your slow release fertilizer in there, and begin to look for those cool season stuff. The petunias are coming in. Snapdragons, dianthus. I haven't seen any of the Dusty Miller or alyssum. Pansies are going to be another several weeks out. They just don't handle the heat. I think even the alyssum needs to be a little bit drier. It likes a little drier. Geraniums are coming in. So all these different things for your planters, your hanging baskets for outside, and all of these items will go through our winters. When it gets real cold, you might throw a frost blanket on, but again, that takes care of frost. But these usually withstand our cold temperatures.
So what is the garden lady in New Jersey telling her listeners this morning? Are they done, basically?
Sharpen your snow shovel.
That's it, huh?
Yeah,
there's nothing to talk about.
Much. Yeah, no, it's.
Because it sounded like you started off saying that winter's here and things will die, but then you went on to tell us all the things we still can plant.
We can still do things, right? And it was funny because I've been here in Florida since I was 16 years old. I didn't have a huge interest in plants to where before I moved here, and we didn't have garden centers in big box stores. In the early 80s, you figure the big box store was not.
Is that right?
That much.
I don't remember.
It wasn't
really
that big of a thing, and my interest in gardening wasn't up there to where I looked for those kind of things. So it was really just about a year ago when somebody was looking for geraniums in, I want to say maybe April or May, or no, it was late. No, it was like August. And I says, no, ours won't come in until probably about September, October, when they'll begin to come in. And she goes, I wanted to get some to take back up north with me. And I chuckled, I laughed, and I said, you should be bringing them down here because, we won't get them till. She goes, our garden centers are closed. And I was, what?
Yeah, really.
There's no plants in the garden centers at this time of year, and it never dawned on me that yes, garden centers up north either are very small that they get taken over by the holiday things and just have those basic hardy shrubs.
That's amazing. I wonder if you went sort of kind of north, like Atlanta, would it be the same thing? We'll find out on the other side. We'll be right back. If you have a question or you want to call in, the number is 622-9622.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, partly sunny and quite nice with a high of 80 to 84. Tuesday night will be partly cloudy. There can be a late night shower in spots along the coast. Lows ranging from the low 60s inland to 71 along the coast. For Wednesday and Thursday, partly sunny and breezy. There can be a shower each day along the coast. Highs on Wednesday between 82 and 86, and Thursday's high 81 to 85. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, my name is Erica Olstein. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine. So, you used to be wired, now you're just tired. You used to be thin, but now you're the heaviest you've ever been. You don't necessarily always have to take a med if your thyroid is playing dead. If you have a thyroid disorder, an acupuncture visit may be in order. Come visit me, your primary care physician, Erica Olstein, at A Better You Healthcare. Call me at 352-615-5566.
When you go into Automax, Marion County's #1 pre-owned dealer for over 15 years, you won't take the new car depreciation because Automax saves you thousands on late model vehicles. Browse the inventory online at automaxocala.com. Then come down to see the great vehicles and upfront pricing in person. Compare up to 60 models inside the climate control showroom. So take your time. No high pressure, no gimmicks, no games. On the corner of 17th and Easy Street. Automax. Quality cars, outlet prices.
Did you know nearly 70% of the people in Ocala want cremation, yet it is amazing how many misconceptions there are. It is probably because we just do not want to talk about it. Often, people think cremation limits their options for burial. Some think that cremated remains cannot be buried. In reality, it is just the opposite. At Highland Memorial Park, they want to give you all the answers to any questions you have now so that you are prepared. Highland has become expert at creating beautiful and unique cremation gardens. They offer everything from simple in-ground urn burial to our air-conditioned Celebration of Life room with its beautiful glass front niches. With the money you save with cremation, you can find a unique spot at Highland that you would never find anywhere else. Call today and see if cremation is right for you. Call 352-369-1020. 352-369-1020. When you set an appointment and both husband and wife tour Highland, they will give you a gift certificate to the Brooklyn Backyard Restaurant. Call Highland 352-369-1020.
Hi, I'm Big Daddy Don Garlitz asking you to support adoption by purchasing a Choose Life license plate from your county tag office. You know it costs a lot to give a child life. Many times a woman is forced to make a bad choice because of financial pressures. Help save the lives of the unborn children by aiding women who choose life instead of abortion. Take a stand for life. Purchase your Choose Life license plate today. For more information, go to chooselife.org or call 352-624-2854.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Carol Ann Baldwin is in the studio. This is a full-hour show, which means there's another 42 minutes left in this program, and we would love to hear from you. The phone number is 622-9622, and if you have a question or you just want to tell Carol Ann what you've been up to, maybe you've got an indoor thing going, maybe looking for a gift for somebody, trying to find out what's a good gift for a garden friend. And it looks like somebody's calling in, so let's take that call.
Fantastic.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
That's Trusty me calling again.
Good morning.
Around my screen enclosure, I have a line of bushes I put in about 15 years ago. I don't know what they are. I just can't remember. One of the bushes all of a sudden went dead, and I mean it like somebody sprayed it with something to kill it. But the other bushes around it are not affected.
Okay.
So I'm in the process of digging it out. I want to know if it's can I replant something this time of year just to match it up, or should I wait till spring? And also, is the dirt contaminated where the plant was, and should I put in fresh soil?
We'll start it. We'll figure out which way to go with it. If something is grown in a container, it can be planted at any time of year. It's just you take a little extra caution with it. We're not getting rain, that you got to watch the irrigation on it. Make sure that it stays moist while it gets itself established. The soil part of it, it depends on why it died. But I would probably put a little bit of fresh soil in it, not that it's contaminated, but because it's spent, it's used up. The nutrition that was there is long gone. And so adding some garden soil or compost or like black velvet, black cow, something like that in there is just going to benefit whatever you plant. Of course, if I was going to do it, I would probably scatter some of that all the way down the row. Are these small-leafed plants?
Yes, they're small leaves.
Possibly boxwood.
That might be I can't remember. It was 15 years ago, and I just forgot.
Right. It is small, roundish leaf that's a little bit on the, I say a little brighter green, not a dark. Not like a holly green.
Yeah, it's a pretty green. It's a wonderful bush,
Right. It sounds like a boxwood, and they probably are getting to the end of their lifespan. So maybe instead of just replacing that one, you might be looking at adjusting what's in there in that landscape and seeing, and actually maybe waiting till spring just to make sure that you're not going to lose more down the line, and then you're replacing
Yeah.
one here and one here and one here, instead of going, you know what, let's go ahead and pull all this out and put something fresh in and start something new.
I'm surprised to hear that 15 years is their lifespan.
It depends. Boxwoods can get a fungal disease. It comes in as a root rot, and it does sort of show itself rather quickly. Or it can be, too, that if the top of it is all looking real good, and suddenly you look inside and there's a dead section right in the middle. And that's usually the symptoms of that you're getting ready to lose them.
Yeah, well, this happened in a couple of weeks. I mean, everything was fine, and the other day I looked and said, "My gosh, what happened there?" And,
Right.
and it's just that one. And I bent the twigs and stuff, and they're brittle, so I know that the plant is dead.
Right,
The bush
right.
is dead. But what I was thinking of doing was I was going to take a snip off a healthy one and take it over to Bob Wines and then have it matched up, make sure I got the right bush,
Sure.
and then plant another one.
Right. Yeah, and you can do that. I'm just saying that's your option there. When you dig it up, take a look. I mean, you're going to have a ton of roots. To make sure that the roots, though they're probably dead, look okay. Make sure it doesn't look like do you have irrigation in that area?
Yes.
Make sure that area doesn't look like it got wet. Maybe that something has been leaking, or staying wet in that spot just over the past few years that you never noticed. It could have just been a little bit, any of those kind of things.
It might have got too much water, huh?
Right. Established plants do not need extra water except in times of drought. You can save a whole lot of water by once those plants are in the ground, say a year. Maybe at a year, I would be sure that when we start to come into the dry season, irrigating during those times. But again, maybe once every 2 weeks. Anything in the ground over 5 years, if we go into the drought time, once every once a month even, or once every 2 weeks, is going to be plenty.
Do you think I can get one of those box bushes from Bob Wines about, they're up about, I would say about 3.5 feet. That's where I trim them back down and make them look real nice. Do you think I can get a replacement that high? That
big? I'm not sure if he carries, because that sounds like something that would be at least a 5-gallon or number 5, 5 or 7 pot. I'm not sure if he carries anything that big, but it doesn't hurt to try.
It would be better off to start a younger bush and let it grow up mature. Huh?
It won't match, but it will grow. It may just take a little longer, to get itself in. But you figure if you're trying to dig a hole for that big pot, that's a big hole.
Right.
And it may not fit.
I pulled the root out already of the dead one, and it was like you said that the roots look, they're kind of half dead or whatever, and they don't look unusual or anything. But I had to take my axe at it, and because those roots really spread out, and I had to do a lot of axing to free it up to pull it out.
Oh yeah, but like I said, you may not have the room between the other ones to put something as big as one that you already have. So you may have to, just because of size of the pot, the root ball, that you may need to go with the smaller one just in order to get it in.
Yeah, get it in, yeah.
Right.
I think I'm going to go that route because the rest of the bushes look very healthy and everything. So I'll just take a chance. And I hate to think that whole line of bushes eventually could come, because, it's about maybe 20 feet one way and maybe 10 feet the other way. So I got a ton of bushes
that's
in there.
That's a lot, yeah. That's just keep them happy. Right now, like I say, cut back on the water. Whatever you put in, that one you're going to need to water. In the springtime, just turn the water off on them. They don't need the extra water. You might run down the line with some lorganite or something like that here at this time of year, just to give them something to feed off of. Or like I said, if you're going to amend the soil, get the black cow or black velvet and just give all of them. To sort of top dress the area, with an inch of that down the line, and that will feed them evenly without forcing new growth and just, keeping those going through the winter.
The new bush will be able to stand frost and freezing temperatures.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I'm on
You're
my way to
welcome.
Bob Wine's.
All righty. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Okay.
The phone line is open if you want to call, 622-9622. I was just looking at the Weather Channel, and there's a big cold area moving into the Northeast, looks like.
Yeah, I think that somebody was saying that they were supposed to get rain / turn to snow even in Jersey.
Yeah.
Because a fella at work, he's flying up there this weekend. And
37 degrees the expected low in like the Long Island area, 23 degrees upstate New York.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm
34
in
in
Florida.
Pittsburgh.
That makes me being cold at 55 degrees. Oh well, but still.
45 in Chicago, not quite as cold over that area.
Ah.
Just the northern part of Michigan, though, Marquette.
Okay.
Is that Michigan or is
Yeah.
that Wisconsin? 30 degrees, it says. Wow.
Okay. Well, it's November. It's cold.
The first freeze of the season ahead for some areas of the Northeast, it says.
Right. Well, and even for us, we look at the 15th of November of being our first possible frost.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been here 30 plus years. I've seen, I think, like light frosts as early as Halloween. We can get them, and then we have late frosts as late as end of March, 1st of April even. But that's just a general area there. The 15th of November, you could expect to see frost by that point. It doesn't mean we will. But it means we could. It runs on an average on those two dates. So I know frost blankets will be coming down out of top stock and be coming into stores. Probably here within the next couple of weeks. You'll start to find them. And realize frost blanket is just that. It protects against frost. Does not do much against anything below 32 degrees. It'll help some. I like cardboard boxes. But then again, try to store cardboard boxes unless you fold them flat and store them in your garage or your shed. And then fold them up, set them over top of some of your tender things. But again, unless we have a bad winter, and if we have a bad winter, not a darn thing you do is going to save some of those sensitive plants. So it's.
But they all come back in the spring.
Most all of them will come back.
Seems like.
If we have a horrible winter, yes, you will lose some of those tropicals. You may lose some of those hibiscus, or you'll lose them to the ground, and you'll have to cut them back and back up. They'll come. It's just a matter of how the winter goes. Almanac doesn't so far sound too horrible. I didn't look too far in. I mean, I think I looked at November and December, of this year. But and who knows with the almanac? They're not necessarily exact either. It's not an exact science. If it was, we would know when we're going to have hurricanes and when the Northeast will have snowstorms. So
we have a break coming up in less than a minute, so we'll take that break. I want to encourage you to call. The show has a whole half hour to go, and by the way, we have some tickets to give away to the Appleton Museum of Art. We have two of them. These are guest passes. And in addition to that, a $20 gift certificate to Bob Wine's Community Gardens and Nurseries. So one lucky listener will get all of the above. Go to the Appleton and enjoy this wonderful museum in our community. I don't know that they have any plants in there other than decorative.
No, probably just decorative, yeah.
Huh. There should be an art plant thing.
Well, but that's a living exhibit, so it would have to be.
Isn't what you do in art?
Some might consider it
the art of gardening.
The art of gardening.
All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. Got a full half hour left in the show. If you want to call now, you can call, and I'll put you on hold until we come back. We've got about 3 minutes. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts. To believe or not to believe, Donald Trump says don't trust the polls.
Yesterday, during several stops across Florida, Trump said he's winning and every poll that shows him losing is wrong.
These are what they call them dark polls. They are phony polls put out by phony media.
But almost every major poll tells a totally different story. This one from CNN ORC out yesterday is Clinton ahead by 5 points, 44 to 49. That margin is almost identical to the Real Clear Politics average of polls.
Fox's Kristen Fisher. Hillary Clinton's confident of her lead and is now working to help elect Democrats to Congress. A high-tech search in Texas for a missing college student. They're using drones.
We're covering a lot of area where rescues can't go.
Anthony Raymond with the Reeves County Sheriff's Office. 22-year-old Zuzu Verk disappeared in Alpine 2 weeks ago. Fox News, we report, you decide.
If you really want to protect your vehicle's floor, why would you settle for anything less than the most advanced vehicle floor protection available? I'm David McNeil, founder of WeatherTech. The main goal when we design, engineer, and manufacture our floor liners is to protect your vehicle's floor, period. We realize you've made quite an investment in your vehicle, so we do everything possible to help you protect it. We don't cut corners, and we don't compromise on quality, ever. We test our custom-fit WeatherTech floor liners to ensure they hold up against anything and everything that falls on them. Dirt, sand, snow, mud, even food and drinks. And our floor liners are made right here in America, with American raw materials and, of course, American workers. So now that you know how passionate we are about protection, just imagine the detail and energy we put into every aspect of our floor liners. Learn more today about our full line of automotive accessories at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech floor liners, complete protection, completely American-made.
Immerse yourself in a creative blend of art, music, and culture at the 35th Annual Downtown Festival and Art Show, November 5th and 6th in downtown Gainesville. Explore a stunning collection of artwork by 240 artists and marvel at world-class paintings, vivid photography, unique sculpture, dazzling jewelry, and so much more. Enjoy continuous entertainment on 4 stages all weekend, including a downtown blues concert on Friday night. And bring the kids for free art activities at the Children's Imagination Station. For more information, call 352-334-ARTS.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Cookies, 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 cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. King Cookie in the Paddock Mall in Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. So next time you're in the mall, stop by King Cookie or call 352-237-2557. KingCookieOcala.com. Customized cookies, cakes, and more. King Cookie.
Eating cookies. We're so happy eating cookies. Cookies!
This is the beat of a normal heart. Now this is the beat of a heart of someone who just snorted or injected or smoked methamphetamine. Why? For a high. And this is what happens to that normal heartbeat. It's irregular, it's racing, it's why it's called speed, and it can do bizarre things to our heads. It can make us aggressive and violent. We can start hallucinating and end up doing some serious damage to people. Call 1-8888-NO-METH today for more information on methamphetamine. That's 1-8888-NO-METH.
A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free Florida and America.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
There's a car accident in this country every 5 seconds. That's why Allstate thinks it's time for an entirely different kind of car insurance, with features like accident forgiveness and a safe driving bonus. It's called Your Choice Auto, and it's only from Allstate. Are you in good hands?
You deserve better. Sign up for Your Choice Auto from Allstate. Call the McDonald Agency today at 622-2333.
Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Insurance, Northbrook, Illinois.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. I was just looking at the temperature real quickly. It's 56, expected to climb to 82 today, so not too bad. Oh, sorry, Carol Ann. And you did have a phone call. So
great.
Let's go to the phone. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning.
Morning.
Carol Ann, are you going to be doing the early onions again this year? And what was the name of that seed company you got from last year?
Say that second part again?
The seed company that you got the early onions from last
okay.
year. I mean,
the Dixondale Farms.
Dixondale Farms. Okay.
Yeah.
I did it last year. I put them in the ground at Thanksgiving time, and then of course come around to trying to plant my spring garden. At the beginning of March, they had like large scallions, and when I went to pull them up, the onions were mostly like golf ball size. So I didn't pull the rest until later on in March.
Right.
But I was wondering, do I need to be watering them and fertilizing them?
They are heavy feeders. Onions are heavy feeders, and initially they do like a high nitrogen fertilizer. They actually sell a specific fertilizer, right? Dixondale Farms actually does, that you can buy, that you would use at planting, and then I think they have I think then you use it again about halfway through the growing season. But they do take a while to put it, to get any bulb size to them. Don't plant them too deep either. Usually, also I do is take the onion, because theirs are trimmed nicely, so you just take them out, get your spacing going, and just take the tip of your finger, and of course nobody can see this except unless you're watching on the thing, but I put my tip of my index finger like at the bottom of the onion that's going to go in the ground, and just tuck that in, just to where it just barely stands, it won't even hardly stand up, because otherwise it will just sort of scallion kind of thing. It won't bulb up real nice if they're planted too deep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much. Enjoy your show.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, the onions, onions about time to go in. I need to probably get an order in for us. We grow short day onions in the garden. And those are your sweet onions. Those are the Vidalia type onion, the Granex, Grano, Texas 1015s. There are, I can't remember the name of the red one. We do have a red one that'll grow here. And I know there's some other growers out there. I've just used Dixondale, and they're online. Of course, the more you order, the better your price. So, as within a lot of seed companies and stuff like that, if you can get with somebody else and order, or just realize, it's kind of fun, or if you grow a lot of onions because you're going to freeze them or process them and things like that, or you just eat a lot of onion, you can justify how you're going to get them. Pretty easy to grow. Give them enough space. Amend the soil well. Don't use fresh. You never use fresh manures in the garden, only because they are, they can be hot. But onions are something that will take up everything you put down. So if there happens to be a bacteria somewhere in there, if you ever hear organic onions have, a tendency to be something that can be a problem when they have, some of these, food recalls, is because those onions, they just absorb everything that's in the soil. So, the E. coli, I guess, is what I was thinking, my words were trying to come up with. So that's why most commercial ones were always done, especially processed, were not done organically previously. I don't know, regulations and that on watching, seeing how that goes on. But at home, organic or not, just be careful, with what you're using. Maybe you might make sure that if you are using your home chicken litter or rabbit litter and things like that, make sure it's well composted. Make sure that it did reach those temperatures in order to kill off the bacteriums that are not good for us to eat before you use it in the garden. I guess that's where I'm trying to go. If you're going with an organic or home method on that, or by a commercially manufactured organic, fertilizer if you're wishing to go organic. But they really don't take a whole lot of care. They are heavy feeders, moderate on the water. Don't plant them too deep and don't plant them too close together. Give them about 6 inches so that you can grow a nice size bulbed onion. You want them to grow very fast at first and get a lot of green on the top. And that's my understanding, is every bit of that green that's sticking up out of the top, all the leaf part, is a layer to that onion. So the more you can get on that fast, the more layers to that onion you will get, and should get a nice large onion out of that. So
God, you're making me want to have something with an onion on it.
Nice hamburger with a nice thick slice of a sweet onion.
That sounds good.
Yes, actually, that does, doesn't it?
we had a guy in this morning, a chef, and he was talking about portobello mushrooms.
Ooh.
And do you like them?
Yeah.
Now, see, I've never been a mushroom fan, but I was looking at the pictures. I guess the cookbook is, I guess it's gone, but oh my gosh, I thought, well, maybe I would change my mind if they were prepared the way these are.
Right, yeah. And I mean, because mushrooms are earthy.
With mozzarella cheese.
Oh yeah, they do them with it. Yeah, grill it, put mozzarella. Or I used to do a stuffed mushroom cap and just did those with the regular white mushrooms, but those are good too.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never been. I know people love shrimp. People love mushrooms. I'm not a shrimp. I just
love shrimp. Hey, I've told people I'll eat anything so long as it doesn't bite me first.
And shrimp could bite you.
No, not really. I've been poked by them, but they don't bite.
I have been poked by them. Whatever that is on their tail.
They have a spine on their head.
Gosh.
On their.
Is that what it is? Oh man! Yeah. If they get you right in the thumb, it'll hurt.
That hurts pretty good. Yeah. But no, the onions. Yeah, onions are great, and this is about the time of year to start getting those in the ground. If you don't want to mail order for them, and I'm not usually one that wants to drop names, but Bonnie Farms is the only one that supplies all the big box stores on onion sets or vegetable plants, and they usually get their onion sets, or they should be. Hopefully, maybe I'll see our driver at the store and ask them when theirs are coming in, so that people can get them in the ground. I've not seen strawberry plants, and I know somebody asked me months ago about strawberry plants. You can still plant them now if you can find them, but I'm thinking you're going to have to probably mail off for them. Otherwise, the ones that come in through Bonnie always do seem to come in very late, and I know I want more than 4 plants. I want, a couple of dozen when I'm getting those.
Do you ever stop at those you pick 'em things? You pick 'em berries, you pick 'em.
I've done some you pick blueberries. Haven't done the you pick strawberries, which that's actually pretty nice because that's all hydroponic. Most all of those are.
That's what made me think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're almost up to a break, so let me do something right here. If you measured the weight of things in apples. So, like you had 16 ounces of apples, it would be called an apple pound, right? Okay. If you answer this correctly, you'll get 2 tickets to the Appleton Museum, and you will get a $20 gift certificate to the Bob Wine's Community Gardens and Nursery. So, if you measure things in the weight of apples, 16 ounces would be an apple pound. What would 2,000 pounds be? Okay, if you know the answer to that, then you will win 2 tickets to the Appleton. You can use these anytime you want. The Appleton Museum of Art, two guest passes, plus $20 to Bob Wine. So that whole package goes to you. If you just answer that question.
It's a neat question. I like that.
If you measured the weight of things in apples.
There you go.
And
that you have 16 ounces is an apple pound. How much is 2,000?
Something weighs 2,000 pounds. Weighed in apples.
If it's weighed in apples.
Yes, it's an apple.
Yeah.
Fill in the blank.
Fill in the blank. How much does that weigh? That's cute. I like it.
If you know the answer, you win the tickets.
I like that.
And you can go to this wonderful museum right here in Ocala.
Right here in Ocala. Take advantage of our fine arts here in Ocala.
And say hello to Artie. Artie is the security guard over there.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Good. Nice. I thought it was cool that they got a guy named Art
to be the security guy. The art museum.
Museum, yes.
Sweet.
But he works on the clock. He says, when my time comes, I just go home.
There you go.
Good morning. What do you think is the answer we're looking for?
A ton of apples.
That's good enough. An apple ton is what I was looking for. And who's this?
This is Steve Snyder.
Steve, you've got two guest passes to the Appleton and $20 to Bob Wines.
Fantastic. What a great way to start the day. Thanks, guys.
All right. And do you know where we are so you can come pick them up?
Of course I do, yeah.
All right, you got it. It'll be waiting for you.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Yeah, they had to get the joke. It was an Appleton. Apple. If you got a apple pound.
That's good enough.
An Appleton.
All right, we'll be right back with Carol Ann.
There are only a few things in life that you can be certain will always be around: death, taxes, the pursuit of happiness, and computers. As they continue to advance at an epic pace, the one absolute certainty about them is that they'll break. It's not an if, it's a when. And when it happens, bring it to the only company in Ocala that's certified in Apple and Microsoft, Ocala Mac and PC Repair. They even offer on-site computer repair service, so they come to you. And if you do drop it off, you can check your repair status online. Ocala Mac and PC Repair is a family-owned and operated company that can do everything from mobile repair to wireless networks, fixing viruses, data recovery, even building and installing new systems. Visit online at ocalamacpc.com. In person, 1713 East Silver Springs Boulevard, or give them a call, 352-566-8324. That's 352-566-8324. Ocala Mac and PC Repair.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Ocala veterans will have the opportunity to receive free dental services at Smiles at Heathbrook on Friday, November 11th. Dr. Christopher Bonesteel and team at Oak Ridge Dental Care will be honoring veterans as part of Veterans Free Dentistry Day, a day dedicated to free dental care to veterans without dental insurance. One free extraction or cleaning will be provided per patient between 8 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. For more information, call 352-237-2262 or visit freedentistryday.org.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
The secret to longevity, it may just come down to these two words: eat less. Realtor Magazine says this is a hot trend. Urinals are going from train stations, ballparks, and public restrooms right into the home. So what makes people stay madly in love? The study found that couples who use good communication skills are more likely to remain deeply in love because they know they're both on the same page.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
All right. This show goes too fast. 12 minutes before 10 o'clock, and gosh, I just love the show. Carol Ann Baldwin is here if you have a question. By the way, if you ever want to be a master gardener, there's a program for that.
Yeah,
how long did it take you to become a master gardener?
I want to say the program, and it may have changed. It might be different now because I haven't had to take the course, and but it was like 13 weeks. But it's one day a week. It was like an intensive 1 day every week. They have made the course more difficult. I think they put a lot more, they've upped the standards. Maybe that's they've upped the standards. They've included more into it. When I became a master gardener, the educational idea was you did not need to be a college-ready person or something like that, or someone, that could take on maybe a college-level course. Today it is more of a college-level course. Ours was to learn where to find the answer for the customer, for the client.
Right.
Now it's a little more in-depth that they go a little more technically involved. I think my knowledge comes more from the practical side of working within the industry, for the years I have, both on the chemical side and the plant side on both of that. And they're taking people and learning a lot more of the botany part of it, the plant structures and things like that.
Does it teach like landscaping, like creative stuff
a
like that?
little bit. Just so that you learn some of those techniques. To me, it's if you like it, why not, plant it, try to put the right plants together, like on the Florida-friendly landscaping principles of putting the right plant in the right place. Don't put a dry plant in amongst plants that will need extra water, and vice versa. Don't try to put shady plants out in the full sun. You're just going to have problems. And again, the other way around, doing research and finding out. But the Master Gardeners do offer a wonderful program for those with time and the want to of learning about plants and horticulture within Marion County, and being able to then share this knowledge with others. We're educated to educate others in that on the homeowner level.
Does the Master Gardener's course in Marion County look different than the Master Gardener's course might look in Miami?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? So you
Yeah,
learn,
because we have
regional
yeah, it
specific
is
stuff?
all regional. If I were to move out of Marion County and go down to Miami, I would need to take a refresher because of the tropical plants I would be dealing with, unlike the more
Oh,
temperate
really?
plants that we have up here. Though we do grow a lot of tropicals up here, they are many times treated as either annuals or as experiments within your own garden or within your own microclimate.
Oh, really?
Same way with going up into Georgia. And I will say about Marion County's program, we're a model program for other programs within the state of Florida,
Oh, neat.
as well as some others, even around the country on what we've done, how we've expanded, how we've reached out to the clients in the community through the library educational series. Some of the other ones are our Florida Gardening 101, our Florida Friendly Landscaping programs, the ones that happen throughout the other gated communities and garden clubs, even like the On Top of the World programs, where with their continuing education, just bringing the knowledge, and it is all research-based knowledge out to the community.
The one thing that I'm always amazed at in watching you do this show
Mhm.
is you don't have a visual. When somebody calls you up and tells you a problem they're having,
Mhm.
if they don't know the name of the plant,
Right. Like
The-
Hugh wasn't sure.
They have to first describe the plant. Then you
Yeah.
have to figure out what it is.
Right.
And if they do know the plant, or if they don't, then they have to describe the problem.
Right.
So without you seeing it, you are able to
Trying to
by
make-
asking questions get them to
It-
pinpoint the
to-
problem.
Right. Come down to the come down to the correct answer by just asking the correct questions or
Right,
asking
right,
multiple
right.
questions. And when you do that on a regular basis, it's something that starts coming out. And I know I freak people out at times when somebody comes in and they'll bring me 2 leaves. And they go, "Do you know what this is?" And I go through and I look at the leaves and I start asking questions. Because I may not be able to tell. And some of them it might be, and I know some people think I'm strange, and I'll sit there and I'll crush the leaf and I'll smell it. And go, okay, yeah, no, I got that one. Because sometimes the
Really?
brain won't.
Oh, wow, wow.
That, get your, the sweet viburnum and things like that have the fragrance, or the leaves actually have a scent to them.
Wow, that's cool.
So
That's
it's,
cool.
Yeah,
In other words, it's not easy to do what you do.
No, it's not, and
It takes
taken.
a
I mean,
lot of
I'm into
experience.
that. Excited that this has been my 20th year.
Which is
That's-
why when
yeah.
you're not here, which is very rare,
Right.
but when you're not here, we have to play a rerun, because if I were to try to do your job, forget it.
Right.
Somebody called me up and said, "What's wrong with my plant?" I said, "I don't know.
I don't know.
Next.
I can't say, yeah, next.
I don't know.
Click. Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's just.
I don't know. What do you think I am, Carol Ann?"
But it's and we and people look at us when we ask sometimes those same questions. Well, what's the water? Because it could be overwatered, but it could also be underwatered. And they look at you going, "Well, why can't you answer that question? Because I don't know what you're doing at home."
Yeah, really.
You've got you've got some yellowing leaves, and the tips are turning brown.
They say, "Why can't you answer the question?" That's
Yeah, I
rude.
mean it's well. Why don't you? Why are you asking me? If it's too much water, too little water. Why don't you tell me which one it is? Because I don't know what you do. When you're at home, how often are you watering? And
kind of a funny thing.
I've had people and. A lot of times it's been the missus half going, when I say, well, you know what, it could be some overwatering. She goes, that's not me, but it's probably my husband. So they automatically knew that, yes, I know
typical?
I'm not the one overwatering, but my husband may be coming through and watering behind me.
Typical.
And a tip for the
If I were
possibility.
him, I'd say, "You know what? I'm not watering anymore. Forget it. I'm not going to water."
Well, then the leaves will not look bad. A little tip that I came up with for people with large containers. I see more and more people that use big urns and things like that in the garden. Huge containers that are very deep. And those things are full of soil, and people don't realize they don't dry out. They don't dry out like the ground does, where, after 2 or 3, a day or 2 or 3 days, that, we don't want to check just where your finger goes in. Buy you a wooden dowel, just a little thin wooden dowel, and use it like a cake tester. And push that down into the middle of that soil, about halfway down into that urn or large pot, and pull it out. And if that soil's moist down in the bottom, you don't need to water. That plant should be taking up that water just as,
really?
it is. If you put it down in there and it comes up and there's nothing on there, or that soil is dry, yes, it seriously needs some water. So you need that happy medium in between. But don't just count on touching the top of that soil and go, oh, yeah, I need to water. And then you're watering every day or every other day, and then you're drowning your plants. Because overwatering removes the oxygen out of that soil, and they drown.
Okay, here's maybe a dumb question. I don't know. But the hole on the bottom of a flower pot, does that prevent overwatering?
No, all that provides is drainage.
That's what I mean.
It keeps it from being flooded, but it doesn't prevent you from overwatering because that soil is going to hold water in there. And if you keep putting water on top of it, there's no place for that water to go but out the bottom. But that just stays so wet that it eliminates oxygen out of those, away from those roots, and that's what kills your plants.
In nature, when it rains a lot, the water doesn't stick around the roots. It keeps dropping lower and lower into the ground, right?
But it has somewhere to go.
That's what I mean. There's a hole in the pot.
Yeah, but in a pot, it has nowhere to go outward.
Oh, that hole doesn't do enough?
That hole doesn't do enough. And then if you don't have it set on something where that water can come out freely, all that does is prevent the water from standing. It doesn't prevent it from being too moist, because plants can be too moist. The roots, you start to lose oxygen.
Does it vary from plant to plant? Is one plant okay with water and another?
Right. If you have cactus or succulents, you don't want much water on those at all. You want to water them thoroughly and allow them to dry between waterings. Most other plants like to stay a little more evenly moist. They want it to dry some between waterings, but not fully dried out. And a lot of your potting mixes, if you allow them to dry out, it's hard to get them wet again or to get them thoroughly wet. So you want to check it. That's where that dowel comes in. Push it down in there. Annuals are only going to use that first top maybe 6 to 8 inches of soil for their root zone. Bigger plants are going to go down deeper. So, check where your plants are at. If you've got other things, ornamental perennials and things, they're going to use a lot more root zone. So you need to check down inside that big pot and use a dowel. It's easy.
So this week, it doesn't look like we need to worry about winter at all. Looks like it's going to be beautiful all week and all evening, every day.
Right. We're in our fall. People enjoy it while we have it. To me, it's a little chilly, but that's just me.
85.
85. That's going to be gorgeous. The evenings, put a sweater on, enjoy your bonfire in the backyard, or get wrap your hands around a cup of cocoa and enjoy our autumn. And realize it's going to get colder. Let your plants go into dormancy. Don't start pruning anything. Let things do their thing.
Do you like any of the pumpkin spice drinks? Do you like any of them?
I'm not a pumpkin spice. Give me apple stuff. Yeah, apple and cinnamon.
You like hot chocolate or hot cocoa?
I like hot chocolate, hot cocoa.
Do you like coffee at all? Do you like the Christmas coffee that comes out this time of year?
I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't want to taste the coffee. Give me a white chocolate cocoa or something like that.
Oh, that sounds good. White chocolate cocoa.
Or a good dark chocolate cocoa with a with a little white chocolate something to it. Yeah. Give me chocolate and apple and cinnamon. That's where my flavors go.
Well, there's that song.
Yeah.
By Stanley Spencer. Yeah. Does he know he's on the air every week?
Every week, yeah.
Twice a week. Does he get his royalties?
I'm sure he does, but every little bit, the couple of pennies each time.
Thank you, Carol Ann.
Thank you, Larry.
Always fun. Love the show. All right, we'll take a little break. Matt Gibbs is up next. Auto repair with personal care.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts.
We are going to drain the swamp.
Donald Trump